Okay. Welcome to the jungle. I don't know why that's so funny. Excuse me. Let's see here. Let's see. It's just delaying the start to see if any guests would show up. I don't know. I think anybody's awake. Uh, it doesn't really matter, but yeah. Okay. So I got this right here. I was gonna look over. It's about North Woods. I'm pretty sure let's check the title real quick. Oh fuck! Does it say the whole? I'm pretty sure that's some kind of Northwoods documents. It's from this link right here, from the hour of the time, which has bunch of books on bunch of stuff like this. This is one of them. Well, this is more than just one page. I was just let's see. Yeah, so I think I got too stoned, smoked too many joints before. Speaking of the Joint Chief of Staff, no, damn it, there's fucking that. Yeah, so this is Northwoods. Uh, Joint Speak, Joint Chiefs of Staff. So I was just gonna dig into this a little bit. Now that's barely legible. Let's say Joint Chiefs is at their meeting. Approved recommendations in paragraph 8. Blah, blah. Okay, that's pretty tough to read. Doesn't look like it says much. Cuba Project. Yeah. Oh, whoa, excuse me. What does that say? No smoking. Damn it, I just seen that ad again. Okay, well, let's do that ad again. He's getting torched. Where's my lighter? Okay, so yeah, the Cuba Project. That's interesting. Military intervention. So yeah, what did it say? Like 1962, I think. Suggest courses. So it was just like before they founded Guantanamo Bay, or this really wasn't what I was gonna get into. I just kind of had it on the screen because I was looking at stuff. What is that? Operation Mongoose, 1962. Yeah, it's 1962. That was the right year. Uh, let's see. Cuba Project. Mongoose requested brief but precise description of pretext. Blah, blah, blah. A lot of these documents are pretty boring. I've looked over a lot of them. And they're pretty boring. The real world is actually quite boring. Which is boring is a good thing. I mean, rather be bored than some kind of like drama or something, you know. Let's see. The plan would properly integrate and time phase the courses of action to be pursued. Desired resultant from the execution of this plan would be to place the United States in the apparent position of suffering defensible grievances from a rash, irresponsible government of Cuba to develop an international image of Cuban threat to peace in the Western Hemisphere. Well, that's interesting. I don't feel like I got bit by a mosquito or something. Uh, Okay, so clandestine radio. Okay, so it looks like it's about counterintelligence or spreading rumors type of thing. I mean that seems like what a lot of the psyops are, counterintelligence type stuff. What is that? Sink ship near harbor entrance. Oh, that's crazy. Number 11. Well, yeah. Okay, so I wonder who highlighted that. I mean, somebody highlighted it. I wonder who did it. Let's see. Respond. Blah, blah. Remember, the main incident would be arranged in several forms. Jesus. Well, that's pretty wild. I'm not reading that. Okay, so keep in mind this is declassified. I put the link in the thing. The Castro supported filibuster would be simulated against neighboring Caribbean. See, that's why I always bring up fucking those pictures of Rockefeller with fucking Castro. There's multiple pictures of Rockefeller and Castro. Fucking. I mean, it's clear what's going on. Fucking because there's so much propaganda about it. Like back then, what was that? Use blah blah. Yeah, this is pretty bizarre. Okay, where was the top of this document? Where did it start? Because this shit seems pretty wild ass shit. Is this the title? Where's the title page here? Let's see. Memorandum for Secretary of Defense. Okay, let's go back to the top. See if there's a Freedom Information Act disclosure number on it or something. Copy of copies. Let's see here. Excluded from GDS. I mean, I would doubt that this stuff is accurate, but like, I'm just making sure okay, so this is the front page. Okay, so memorandum for Secretary of Defense, March 13th, 1962. Joint Chiefs of Staff, considered memorandum, blah, blah, Cuba project response, blah, blah, precise descriptions and pretext which will provide justification for U.S. military intervention in Cuba. 2. Joint Chiefs of Staff recommend that the proposed memorandum be forwarded as a preliminary submission suitable for planning purposes. It is assumed that there will be similar submissions from other agencies and that these inputs will be used as a basis for developing time-phased plan. Individual projects can then be considered. Further, it is assumed that the single agency will be given the primary responsibility for developing blah blah plan. Recommended that this responsibility for both over blah blah. Okay, so that's interesting. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I keep wanting to run everything through Grok. Okay, so let's scroll back down here to where I got all crazy. Where was it? There's like a highlighted section or something. Okay. So this is where it gets pretty wild here. I mean, well, I would doubt that this is real, but makes me want a cigarette. Okay, so JCS. I can't remember what that stands for. Juris. No. JCS. Juris. Secundum. No. Okay, well, I'm having a brain fart, so I'm gonna go steal a cigarette. Be right back. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, sorry, I'm pretty burned out from playing cards. Fucking which I actually won a couple, but it's pretty grueling. My brain hurts from fucking magic cards. Too much fucking calculating. Okay, so let's see. Oh, where's the mouse at here? Okay. Let's see. Somebody sketchy just followed me on Twitter. I'm gonna send him an invite. Okay, let's see. 333 followers. Well, I wouldn't follow him back because it'll ruin the special number. Okay, what is this? The mine has no firewall. That was interesting. Yeah, there's a bunch of other, the total information interoperability, outstanding, understanding information age, blah blah. Let's see, U.S. information problems in Vietnam. William Casey on the Biometric Center of Excellence. Well, that's interesting. I assume I can figure out what that's about just from reading it. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I only smoke weed. I don't take no pills. No pills indeed. Yes, this link is pretty interesting. All these different stuff on here. The what was that one? The one on the screen is Northwoods, some kind of Cuba shit. The what is it? Damn it! I closed the fucking thing on accident. Okay, well, I'm gonna smoke my cigarette because fucking for some reason, every time I smoked a cigarette today, it would like fall apart or something. It was like the universe is like, no, don't smoke. I should probably not smoke cigarettes. I'm quitting. Yeah, because I can definitely tell from the cigarettes. Oh, it's like fucking you can definitely tell cigarettes is always like way different than smoking weed. You can definitely feel it. Or if you smoked a bunch of blunts, you smoke like too many blunts, you feel like the same way kind of. Okay. yeah, I'm just putting this cigarette into the other cigarette tube because the cigarette tubes from the stores got chlorine in them, and you don't want to smoke chlorine cigarette tubes. This has got that anti-fire shit. Fucking ain't trying to smoke no anti-fire shit cigarette. I don't know how everybody can smoke those. It tastes like shit. Uh, oh wait, I forgot to send an invite out. Yeah, the yeah. So that whole Bezos rocket thing is fucked up. Makes you wonder if it was that they're so retarded, or if it was maybe the Chinese had like Chinese spies or something had like done something to Bezos' shit, or maybe it was just a big tax thing. They're like Bezos is like, oh, how can I like find a new tax write off? I mean, I mean these are just theories. There's not damn it, it's fucking cigarettes like dry as fuck. Uh, yeah, it's like mankind would like burn down and lumber out and fucking just use up all the raw materials and like sell everything just to make a cheap buck. It's like this is crazy. It's like these big ships going from South America to fucking Asia, then back to America. Like what the fuck? They're just we can grow the fruit here, but it's like I mean the same thing with like how they won't let us drill oil in the United States. Because there's oil. I mean, there's oil. I've driven around Michigan and seen oil things still in use that are not like huge ones, but small time and stuff. I mean, I'm surprised they don't use some of that fucking radar to. I bet you they could use HARP to see the oil. Uh, there's this one interesting mountain where this dude found all this Spaniard gold, and he said that the natives hid it in the mountain, and then like the military found out, and then they like made their border go over his mountain, and then they stole all his gold or something, and then fucking his family was trying to sue the government because they stole their gold. It was like down in New Mexico or something. The natives would put it in the mountain because they thought it was evil, or they thought it belonged to the mountain, which makes you wonder. It's like, is there mountains with gold in it from the natives just putting it in there? I mean, I've always wanted to go like down there right where Todd lives, kind of like the mountain, just to see the superstitious mountains. Go down there. I'd be at some like really thick boots because I don't want no fucking rattlesnake biting my leg. Uh, I mean, cowboy boots are pretty thick, but like I don't know. I'd double up on the fucking rattlesnake proof. Fucking the have like a drone robot dog or something that walks in front of you just so in case there's any rattlesnakes. I mean, that would be a good use of a robot dog. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I wonder how much a robot dog is. That'd be pretty interesting. I mean, you wouldn't want to buy one from China, obviously. The yeah, the superstitious mountains are interesting. I think there could be Spaniard gold up there. I mean, uh, what else is there to do but think of where the gold is? No, I don't know. My luck, I'd get out there and fucking get stuck on a mountain or some shit. Uh, like, oh, I climbed up. Oh, I don't want to climb back down. uh, yeah, this is watching some of the China Uncensored. There's a lot of China going on. China's fucked up. It's definitely fucked up. I smoked way too many joints today. What was but this Northwoods thing is. I mean, I don't want to even read it because it says such fucked up shit. But like look at the highlighted statement there. It's like it's pretty fucked up. I'm just going to the top of the document to, if they would do that, that's wild. What wouldn't they do? You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. I mean, I'm sure they had their justification or whatnot. I don't know. Oh yeah, I can hear crickets outside. There's crickets. Yeah, I didn't really prepare anything or have any ideas. Just going on to smoke weed and talk about random conspiracy shit. Anybody got any ideas or? Uh, let's see. Let's see if Doctor Doom's awake. I forgot to send him a link. Uh, let's see. Send out some random links. Still want to get True Stream Media on here sometime. I'm gonna send them a link anyways. Fuck it. You never know. I mean, they said they would come on. So did a bunch of other people, but I'm always hanging out with my old lady during the day when I got time and stuff. So can't really podcast all the time except for at night. But uh, uh, let's see here. Okay, so damn it, my cigarette all burned up. Well, maybe I'll put on a Cooper thing here. Let's take a second. I mean, this whole all the crazy news we see and stuff. It's like it's definitely like you gotta look at everything with an ultra fine tooth comb, and it's like it's always a different story than what it seems. Uh, I mean, just generally speaking, maybe I better smoke another joint here. When two stone, get more stone. uh, okay, I better make it a small joint. Yeah, so what were we talking about earlier here? Usually when I play cards, nobody ever talks about anything besides the game and stuff, and everybody's all brain dead. No offense to them, but I was pretty brain dead too. Somehow I won twice. uh, let's see. Let's, okay, sorry, I'm just rolling a joint here. The what was I gonna mention? I mean, like everything you could think of could be like some kind of Northwoods type thing. I mean, that's what's crazy about it. And then nobody will ever know the truth because everything's classified until the end of time, and the by the time you find out the truth, it's long been done and spent. The I wouldn't doubt that the whole alien thing is some kind of plan to just take over the world. I mean, if you could convince another country that aliens are real and that make them subservient, excuse me, under the Wizard of Oz, fucking oh man, ugh, they eat pizza and gummy worms. It's not a good combination. But I mean, if they got all the countries to think that UFOs and aliens are real, and then to like sign some kind of pacts and stuff, and it would be game over for the rest of the world, and the world socialism would be basically complete. Uh, but it's like, are they going to make it in a way that'll benefit humanity, or is it just going to be a bunch of space exploration bullshit? Because does that really benefit humanity? I mean, the only scenario where it would is if they knew that Earth was like destined for failure or something. But then it's like, if they knew that Earth was destined for failure, but they keep producing all this garbage, and that it's like they're all mad or something. They've all lost their mind just as much as the sheeple. I mean, like, I don't know. The what was I gonna bring up? There's something else that I seen on the news earlier. I can't remember what it was. It seemed like some of the stuff that's on the news just it's not even worth covering. There's no facts. There's not much going on with the story. Like even that Jeff Bezos thing. It's like nobody really knows what happened. I mean, back in the 90s, they used to theorize in the popular science magazines that they would make a carbon fiber elevator into outer space, and that would be their more conventional method somehow. But it's like if you had a carbon fiber thing that was like this tall, what was it, like 300 miles? I mean, that would be crazy. How would you even that I would not get on an elevator that went 300 miles up in the air. I don't know. I mean, it makes you wonder. It's like, did they actually proceed with that theory or program, or was it, just scientists speculating they were low on materials to write about? So they're like, oh, let's write about this crazy shit. Uh, I mean, because they definitely had the cloaked, the cloaking and stuff back then. where one side looks like what's behind it or whatever. And that when it moves, what it looks like moves just with its background. Planes and vans and stuff like that. They got suits. They've got like uh, different panels that you can hold on to that like bend the light around you and make you look invisible. But that's a lower technology. Even the camera skin on the vans and planes and stuff, that's an older technology. I mean, I'm sure they've got something way better than that by now. Not to mention, like, I bet you they got technology to high density. Uh, I bet it exists. Because I mean, if they got cameras to see density, then they've got to have something to make it to block the density. I mean, or to mimic denselessness or something. I mean, because if there were if there was cloaking and if they did have anti-radar stuff, the only way to see stuff would be to have some kind of advanced density cameras in the planes, which some of those videos look like they are, but like, I don't know. It's weird. Sometimes people say they see the UFOs in clouds and stuff. What if the UFOs were man crafted, human crafted? Why would they be simply sitting up in a cloud? You know what I mean? Like, what would they even be observing? Why wouldn't they just go park it somewhere? I don't know. Yeah, freaking. I still get my exhaust fixed. Freaking. Can't find an exact part for it, which is like really annoying. 'Cause it seems like somebody would have the fucking exhaust piece. I mean, it's just a simple piece. I mean, I did like email this dude on eBay about it, but he doesn't get back to his eBay until like a certain time or something. Because I mean, if you fuck up the back pressure, then it like fucks up the gas mileage and the horsepower, and like, I don't know. It just seems like maybe I should have just got like a 4 cylinder. The yeah, it'd be funny to put like a little Honda engine in like a full size '70s truck. People would be like, what the fuck? It'd get good gas mileage. I mean, uh, yeah, how's it going, Chattahoochee? Uh, how's it going, Blue Avian? Gerald Hall? Your mom? uh, what's a good one? Your mom was so fat. Her blood type is gravy. I think I said that one before. Uh, well, so I mean, it's interesting all the parks and stuff. There is restricted areas. It makes you wonder about what's in there. Like the Grand Canyon, is it really that dangerous to climb down there, or is it? I mean, it could be, but like, I don't know. Some of the old lore of the tunnels. I would say, if anywhere's, Mammoth Caves would be like one of the supposed entrances, but that's like a. I don't think I would want to climb in no cave. Fuck that. Uh, like for archaeology type stuff. Well, I mean, I think I'd be more worried about snakes and falling rocks and stuff in the Grand Canyon, or like the water being so fast. There's like a river in England or something where it's like really narrow and fucking like, but it's really deep and it's like really fast, super fast current. If somebody falls in, they're gone. And like, I mean, oh, it gets wider than that. But there's like the narrowest spots like that wide, and it gets like about like 5 foot wide at the wider spots. But it's like this rushing water, and it's all just stone, and it's like a straight up cliff, like a canyon, like a miniature canyon or something, just full of water. I don't know, spooky shit. Uh, I think it's fresh water too. Uh, we should wonder if there's like a glacier or something under England. I mean, I've speculated there's a glacier under Lake Superior. That water is cold. I mean, it's like freezing. Fucking that time when I almost drowned in Lake Superior, fucking I remember trying to go touch the bottom because I was looking out and I'm like just like walking out, and then it's like I would go down and touch the bottom, go 3 feet forward and go down, touch the bottom, and I kept doing that, but then I couldn't touch the bottom. It was really cold, and I went back up. I'm like floating for a second, and fucking like, and then before you knew it, I was like way out in the middle of the lake, kind of, and took forever to swim back. I was like, man, this shit was crazy. I was all like holding my breath and taking really shallow breaths and like floating on the water and kind of just like swimming like a frog or something, doing the frog thing. I don't know what the frogs, if that's an actual swimming technique, but that's what I was doing. Frog style. uh, what was I going to say? Yeah, there's a lot to discuss still about the Cooper stuff, his research on different societies and different world government type agreements, international trade agreements, all this stuff. I mean, I don't know, that's a huge subject. I mean, I was going to get into some of the stuff from the 70s to the 90s, uh, but that's a lot to read. I was really trying to read tonight. Yeah. How was I getting it? Switching Mars Attacks earlier. The movie's so goofy. I mean, like, I thought about doing a movie review of that or something. The it's interesting because like the way it's all perceived, like how the well, when the aliens plant one of their flags, it's got a green flag with a triangle and a star at the top, which is interesting. It's weird that the Martians would have a flag like that in the movie. I'm not sure if it actually represents anything, but it just seemed interesting. Whoa. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Hmm, something about. I mean, there's been a lot of talk of the data centers. It's definitely that fits into the category of like, is mankind uh using too many resources just to make money? Is it all just stupidity? Like, oh, everybody, they're just trying to like sell as much television and everything that they could possibly, like put on the public. And it's all just like, and they're all just supposedly using all that hard drive space and the things just for television and the internet and stuff. But it's like, it's strange how the internet has become this thing where everybody thinks that somehow it's better because it's uh, got all the Facebook and Twitter. It's all got higher graphics than what the internet used to be, with like blogs of just words. Some of those blogs with just words seem to be more informative than the stuff that accumulates these days. I mean, yeah, if that one, I think it was Grok that claimed that there was 49,000 Chinese spies in America. If that's the case, then I could see why they would need all the surveillance, but it seems like they could think of more efficient ways to find these stupid fucking communist Chinese spies than having massive surveillance. I mean, uh, which grossly violates the Fourth Amendment and so on. Uh, but like, because like, uh, if the Supreme Court said we got a right to travel, if we got a Fourth Amendment right to not be unlawfully, and if we don't have the right to fucking put tinted windows on our car, then we don't have a Fourth Amendment right. Because, and even then, why would you want to have tinted windows? It'd be a pain in the ass to look out of them at night. But like, it's like, uh, they claim that it's public road so they can film it, but it's like, it's still a violation of your Fourth Amendment rights, just because they've refined travel into what it is today. It doesn't mean that they can just grossly defile everybody's right to travel with the Fourth Amendment security. Like, I mean, like, fucking, I don't know. It's just bullshit. I mean, what next? Are they gonna? Am I gonna be driving around because my muffler's fucked, and I'm gonna get some kind of camera ticket or something because the camera can hear how loud my muffler is or something? Like, I wouldn't doubt if that was next. Uh, I mean, I haven't got a traffic ticket in like 10 years or something, 6 years. Let's go to 10 miles per hour over an accident. Which, it's not even worth it to go over, fucking, especially with gas prices, uh, insurance, everything's like super expensive. Fucking like, I remember when gas was 99 cents a gallon, even like 89 cents. Like, fill up my Lincoln for fucking $20. My Lincoln had 22-gallon gas tank. And I would drive it all over Michigan. the it was like a 1990 Lincoln. It had nice dual exhaust. It had true dual exhaust too. None of that crossover bullshit. Uh, but I'd always stomp it and fucking like just to hear the engine, and fucking like then the computer got tricked into thinking that it needs to like never shift until it's redlined. So I'm driving around this Lincoln and it sounds like it's a Mustang or something like. That car is pretty nice. I used to love that car. It's a comfortable ride. It was a big boat car, I mean, it drove like shit in the winter, but well, I mean, if you knew how to drive it, you could drive it. But one time I was like driving on this fucking country road and fucking the back end of the car just slid right out like like fucking, but it was totally fine. Fucking, I just like got it back in place or whatever. One time I had to drive in the ditch and like drive out of the ditch. Yeah, I think that was the same time. It's in that Lincoln. Fucking that's why posi traction is better. Because if both back wheels are spinning, then you got a better grip. I mean, like one time that saved me from somebody flying through a stop sign and like fucking uh I was just putting around uh down in a small town with like a 25-mile-per-hour speed limit. I was going like 15 miles an hour because it's snowy, and like fucking I was able to like move quick enough out of the way of the guy that was like the guy was like coming down a hill and he was sliding through a stop sign. I was like driving by and I'm like, oh shit, and fucking like just gave it a little bit of gas and scooted ahead a little bit real quick. Fucking like I don't know. There's a lot of bad drivers. If you're driving on a hill in the winter, you definitely don't want to like. You definitely want to avoid hills or else just drive super slow. There's no reason to like be in a rush anywheres. I mean, like, nah, I guess I'm gonna roll another joint. Yeah, it's like that turtle in the race. It always beats the rabbit because it's going slow. Slow and steady. And, uh, I mean, technically, that's what the fucking Soviets are doing to us with all this fucking communist fucking brainwashing. Uh, and that, like, it's not the class. I mean, communism is a complex thing. Like, you really got to read that You Can Trust the Communists to Be Communist book to see the types of chicanery that what they're doing. And that's like older examples from like the 90s. That's, I mean, earlier. Uh, the, how was I going to get at here? It's like there's so many different countries like Russia and France where they had some kind of revolution and then they're all backstabbing each other's. But like America seemed like they were. I mean, there might have been a few rough ends here and there, but they were all drinking, hanging out together, and I mean that's what's fucked up about the whole. because there's definitely some rough ends. Uh, that whole Aaron Burr thing, the uh, the Cincinnati stuff, the Masonic. Well, it seems that's weird. There's no you don't see any northern jurisdiction lodges in the Scottish Rite. You only see southern ones. I always thought that was weird. What's going on? You only see southern ones around here. Uh, Strange. It's like, did the southern jurisdiction just take over? Because I mean, I don't really know anyone. I don't recall seeing one northern Scottish Rite Lodge in Michigan. I can't think of any right off the bat. And I've been like all over Michigan. Uh, yeah, freaking. I start drinking more Chanca Piedra. Let's see. Smoke less cigarettes. Smoke no cigarettes. Uh, Smoke less weed. Uh, okay. Well, this joint's too big. Oh, I forget what I was getting at. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but makes you wonder if it's even worth looking into. If there's bigger fish that I mean, because like, what does that one dude say? He says, like choose wisely or something about the name. I forget how the saying goes, but it's like, where's my lighter? It's like, that's where I thought it was like interesting about Cooper's stuff because he was trying to find the head of it, but he could never find the head of it, and that somebody found the doctrine of it, and that where the doctrine was, the initiates were, and so knowing them by their MOs, so to speak, is relevant to researching the occult phenomenon. Uh, Whoa, excuse me. Uh, Pizza and gummy worms. Ah, yeah, like ordered a pizza with bacon and yellow peppers or something. It's pretty good, but like, nah. What was I getting at? The something about oh fuck, something about the occult. Uh, well, that's kind of what I was getting at last night with that Eliphas Levi book. It's like Eliphas Levi is talking about black magic, and he shows sigils, sort of supposed sigils, and supposed writings of the devil himself, and all that. Uh, Nobody knows if they're just bullshitting or if it's some kind of symbology or if it's all just a ruse to scare people. Uh, I would assume that it was some kind of cipher technique that through the cipher techniques they could transfer information through letter or book and that people couldn't see it even though they could see it. And so that's what's relevant about knowing their systems, how they speak in surrealism and all that bullshit. Uh, when's Steve McQueen? Didn't he drive that? The Dodge. Was it the guy from he had the Mustang GT 350, or was it the Dodge Challenger? I'm pretty stoned. So yeah, their cipher techniques. They're well, it's strange that they because Cooper always emphasized that they were practicing this understanding of uh, human nature and how their ability to manipulate it, and that it's like they're composing a symphony of this human nature, and that the people there is no forensic evidence to link the people to the people that are inducing the human nature upon the I guess I would say they're victims. I mean, New World Order, fucking this or these occults, whoever's doing it, like the people that they brainwash and fucking are obviously victims of brainwashing. But like, what was I getting at? The It's like the secular humanist cult. It's like how they're externalizing the doctrine onto the masses. It's like there's no forensic link between them and the people that are brainwashed by it. I mean, you could like find materials that the person was obviously looking at stuff that was some kind of new age gateway bullshit into the indoctrination of these new age cults. But like, it's just a problem with the investigations and some of this stuff. It's like, especially when the Masons and stuff cook the books. I guarantee all the occult orders are cooking the books. There's because I've seen books that literally said, if you find this book and you're not a member, burn the book. That's what it says. Uh, I've seen many books like that, and that it's not. It's just fucked up that the public thinks that there's no conspiracy with all the secret societies. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like you're telling me people are taking blood oaths and fucking swearing allegiance to this stuff, and that there's no conspiracy, but they can't say one word about what they do in secret in their cults. I mean, come on. Uh, I mean, they all have the same patterns, same MOs. Secrecy. It's the biggest one. Secrecy. Look at how secret they all are. They all run a very tight ship. Loose lips sink ships. None of them are telling the secrets. I've talked to many Masons, and it's very hard to get them to say anything that's revealing of the secrets. Uh, even like when my friend used to question the Mormon missionaries, we'd always ask them if they were brainwashed and stuff. For some reason, he was always smoking weed with the missionaries and talking to them or something. I thought it was funny. I'd go over there to smoke weed with him, and he's got two Mormon missionaries sitting there watching him smoke weed. It's like, oh my god, like what the fuck? Like, this is fucking retarded. It was back when we were kids. Uh, he'd be having like this big religious debate or some shit, having all these books out, like, oh, doing like comparative religious arguments with these fucking Mormons. It's like, dude, you can't unbrainwash them. Well, I mean, it, you can't unbrainwash people, but usually it's pretty tough unless they figure it out for themselves. Well, damn it, why is that weed so harsh? Oh. Okay. Yeah, so I remember going to this high school reunion for my class or whatever, and this one chick, she was a Mormon, and like, she had really weird vibes, really spooky vibes. My old lady was with me too, and I don't think my old lady thought that the chick had weird vibes, but I definitely did. I thought it was spooky. Fucking Mormons. I mean, it's just same way with the Catholics. I've known a bunch of Catholics that are all fucking weird as hell. Bunch of fucking weirdos. No offense to the non-weirdo Catholics. It seemed like a lot of them were like, what is that word? Not nihilist, but like, what the hell? Narcissist, I think. Yeah, I think that's the word. Narcissist. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's fucked up. Like, if somebody was to like know the morals, like the Ten Commandments and stuff, they know the rules. Why would they break them? And then they feel better when they confess. That's all bullshit. The I don't know. Oh, excuse me. Uh, nah, this weed is some sneezy weed. Ah, shit. Damn it, I couldn't reach the mouse in time. There, click the button. Okay, so. Oh, shit. Okay, well, let's see. Somebody responded, but they can't. Danny said he's got to work. Let's see here. Could send out a bunch of links. Press here isn't up. I sent him a link. It seems like he'd be up. Hopefully he doesn't have a cold or something. Let's see here. Damn it. Fucking allergies. Yeah, I don't know whatever happened to that British dude, Subconscious Realms. He disappeared. Uh, let's see. Let's see. I'm just gonna send a bunch of random invites out. Yeah, so that fucking that one douchebag I was thinking of earlier, Dan Bilzerian, he's definitely a douchebag. Uh, let's see. Yeah. Probably not a lot of people awake here. Okay. How was I gonna? I guess I'll just continue rambling. Yeah. So makes you wonder if what kind of stuff in the present and stuff that's been going on in the news. It could be like some kind of Northwood type bullshit. I mean, it really makes you wonder. Uh, yeah, the I was gonna bring up something else here. Okay. Well, I did this book about Native American Freemason stuff. Full screen. Where's the button here? Okay. Oh. Okay, so this is interesting. Who's that dude? Bayard Taylor? Or I'm not sure who that dude is. Robert Wright, 1907. So I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the book where they talk about the uh the hand signs, past forth. You go like that, one, and then the other person goes two, and then you return and say you do that, three, and then they say one. But they don't say it, they just hold their finger. So one, two, three, and then one. Those are all return signs. Uh, from the old Masons. Uh, but the natives had the same thing. It meant there was one God, two worlds, three something, and then back to one. I forget how that went. Ah, shit. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay. So I figured I would go to the depictions first. I'm really trying to read the whole thing. There was one that I thought was really interesting. Uh, because of, well, it definitely wasn't that one. Yeah, so those are symbols of the sunrise and sunset. Uh, what is that? Just a symbol of the four seasons. Damn it, fucking allergies. Yeah, so the four seasons. It's just a symbol of the center would be the North Star, the four arms of the Pleiades, most likely. But yeah, so like winter, fall, autumn. Excuse me. Well, I don't see the relevance in that. Okay, so sand painting. Yeah, this one's interesting because it looks just like stuff you'd see in the psychedelics. The way its face looks. Uh, not to mention it's got Maltese crosses. cross on its chest. Looks like some tobacco leaves painted on there or something. I don't know what those are. I'm not sure what that is. They say this was the cloak of invisibility or something. Oh, yeah, mantle of invisibility. Damn it. Oh, where's my mouse? Well, I invited some people, but I mean, I almost wasn't even in a podcast tonight. Fucking. Yeah, this one is just playing cards all day. This one is similar. It's got the round, like this one up here, like a round head. It's very similar to the Aborigine paintings, to the cave paintings in New Mexico or whatever. See, it's got the Maltese cross again, then the four elements, and the sun divided in four, uh, across from a bonfire. I didn't realize there were so many depictions. It was Apaho. Yeah, the turtle of the earth is the turtle. Maltese cross, most likely the sun. The bird would have been either Columbo or the birds of the Pleiades. Uh, let's see, Ojibwe. I know somebody that's Ojibwe. One of my friend's ex-girlfriends. She went kind of Looney Tunes though. I smoked weed with her in like 15 years. Uh, let's see. Red Man, American Mysteries. Well, I'm pretty sure there was some more imagery in here. Let me just fast forward it. Okay. Well, maybe I can word search a little bit here. See if we can. Oh, fourth degree. Wait a minute. What? Damn, I should have grabbed a handkerchief. Can you believe it? Well, no. When they went to America, they found that the natives were practicing masonry. Okay, well, let's fast forward, rewind here, see if we can find where it says the first degree. Okay, third degree. Let's say 3 times the sacred number 4. Let's see here. Where's the first degree? There's third degree. Okay, this shit's quite extensive here. Yeah, so we're talking about the posts and the wigwam or whatever. Let me see what it says here in the first part of it. Huh. Yes, thanks for giving me to me life. Okay, yeah, that sounds similar. They're just replacing the word life with light. What is this? Mid Shadamashak. Mid. That sounds kind of like, that sounds familiar. Not Melchizedek, but something else. What is that word? Medisak. Yeah, so, well, this is definitely a lot different than the Mason stuff, but very similar. I'm just gonna fast forward here back to that one spot here. Okay, so Yeah, this is like the 4th degree. Black on the north. Yeah, that's fucking right on with masonry. Stuffed owl, cuckoo, coo. Okay, so the third post is black. So the other ones are painted different colors. Or wait, maybe they mean the outside. I don't know if these were posts or. Maybe, oh, wait, okay, yeah. Usually got better at monologues. I'm pretty burned out here. Let's see what we got here. Fast forward it. Okay. I'm surprised there's so many. Okay, let's do some word searches here. Hiram. Well, I think it was the opposite way around. I think that America made it to Egypt. The Arcana of Freemasonry, but where the fuck's my mouse at? The Arcana of Freemasonry book. Okay, I don't know why this is being retarded. Yeah. Okay, for some reason it's like. Okay, I'm blind here. Okay. Isn't that a song? I'm going blind. No. Let's see here. What if it's got the word mound in it? No. Let's see. Was it Tyler? Wait. Till. What was it? Okay, it's got the word light mentioned a few times. Okay, let's see what this says. This work is fraternally dedicated to you. You are kindly charged as placed, hoping that when it has been measured by the plumb, square, and level, it will be found good work, true work, square work, and just such work as you need and may pass to be used in the building up of the real Masonic structure. The field of study among the Aboriginal races of the New World is intensely interesting, and so much so that the author would fain do more and more in that field could he have the time at his disposal, for he firmly believes that the craft of his country owes to itself to have this work done. He also believes that facts may yet be found out there which will make our masonry look like a Broadway store building beside an old Egyptian temple. Astonishing and curious things of the past not only fascinate and interest, but lure one to seek to dispel the shadows cast about them and to view them in the light by which those people worked. Let's see. The facts served up ready for mental absorbing. The average reader does not grasp the great labor it takes to gather, analyze, and arrange them for intellectual repast, even in so humble an effort as the present one. The writer offers no apology. According to his ability and honest efforts, he has never hesitated to do his full share of work for the best interests of the craft, who wheresoever dispersed, and so he hopes always to do, yet one easily sits down to a meal let's see, blah blah. Obliged to encourage those. Blah, blah. So they're talking about the archaeology of masonry, varnish statements. We should bust out a different book here. Let's see, 119 pages. Okay, so I'm gonna switch books here. Freaking something outside is like making my allergies go crazy. Where's that one? Where'd it go? Okay, I think it was in the downloads. Whoa, excuse me. No, that's not it. Okay, I think it was this one here. Psychological. Where the fuck is it? What is this? This isn't it. Okay. What is this? Communist Psychological Warfare Committee of Un-American Activities. That's not it. Okay. Was that 1930, 1958? Where's that other one? Okay, it was. Where the fuck did it go? Psychological. Damn it! I could have sworn I just had it. Oh fuck. Okay. Okay, I caught it that time. Had to sneeze. Damn it! There was a book I just had up earlier that I can't seem to find here. Mind control. I think that's the one right there. Okay. Let me just bust this book out. I don't know why it's. Why am I not able to make it full screen here? Okay, there it is. Okay, so I thought this book was pretty interesting. I'm gonna bust this book out again. Where's the yeah, this book. Let's see, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna link to it here. Yeah, here's the link. So this book's interesting. It is a combination of like three different books. I mean, at like page 300 and something. That's where it's got the book Secrets. There's a book Secret Societies and Psychological Warfare starts, and then there's like a third. Whoops, wrong button here. Okay, so yeah, so it's got a lot of chapters in it. They're pretty interesting. I don't remember which one I was going to get into here. OSS Origins. That was probably pretty interesting. Damn, I gotta go blow my nose. Fucking, my allergies are going crazy. Be right back. One second. Okay. Alright. Sorry, I was grabbing a cigarette too. Yeah, somebody must be like burning a wood stove or something out there. I mean, it's kind of cold out, but makes my allergies go wild. Yeah, so, what is that? Aliens from Earth. That sounds interesting. This book is, what was that? Foster Dulles, H.G. Wells. What page was that? 173. Yeah, let's see what it says about that. Where's the keyboard? I wonder if it's going to say some kind of psyop about underground underground insect people. What was it? Page 173. 76. No, that's not it. What chapter was it? I already forgot what it was. I'm pretty sure it's page 173, but alright, I'm going back up here. Because I forgot which page it was. Okay, this is taking longer than I thought. Okay. Was it 273? 271. Okay, I was way off. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff in this book. I put the link in the comments. What does that say? Cooper. Yeah, I went over that book. North America is going to be the. Wait, where's 271? Aliens from Earth. Since the beginning of attention to the phenomenon at the middle of this century, blah blah. UFO experience. Okay, I don't know if I want to read all this. Casebook. I'm not interested. Okay, so the U-2 spy planes. Let me just roll my cigarette here. I'm having like a brain fart. I smoked too much weed today. Well, so there's been open skies treaties since the 60s. So like the whole UFO phenomenon. I mean, it could all be open skies treaty cover up. I mean, like, oh god damn it! I'm just trying to like transfer the tobacco into the cigarette tube. the I mean, the question is about the if the Nazis had some kind of alien shit, or if it was just made by Nazis. You know what I mean? Like, what if? I mean, it could have just been really good technology, because I don't actually believe in aliens. Okay, well, but so I do think that there was UFO experiments, but that doesn't mean they're aliens. It's just technology that nobody knows about. The whole Men in Black thing, I would suspect that people were hypnotized or something. I mean, it's possible they came into contact with some supernatural entity or something, but that doesn't mean it's from another planet. I mean, even then, if it told you, how do you know it's not lying? Uh, Let's see. Why does that corner always gotta get in the way right there? Get the hell out of the way. Get the hell out of my way. It's my pretend redneck voice. Yeah, the real rednecks don't really talk like that. It's uh, okay. Well, so maybe I'm just gonna skip ahead here. What do we got? Okay, Gregory Cannon. I'm not familiar with that. Jacques Vallée. Yeah, I don't trust him. Wait a minute. What does it say? He believes that Mae Brussel may have been the first to suggest the idea of simulated alien abduction as a cover for mind control. Oh, I thought it was saying the opposite. One of the first persons in the intelligence community to suggest that UFOs might serve useful purposes was H. Marshall Caldwell, uh, Assistant Director for Scientific Intelligence. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Damn, I'm trying to get the rest of this tobacco and the cigarette here. Yeah, sometimes the dyslexic feeling of reading is like really difficult sometimes. It's like it all depends on if I'm like really stoned or not. I'm not pretty stoned, but maybe I'm like I don't know. Sometimes it really gets me, especially reading numbers or something. Like see the numbers and they're all backwards. It's like you gotta like look at them and okay. So let's see here. July 16th, 1978, UFO witness Sergeant Clifford Stone attempting to get the bottom of the UFO question filed the Freedom of Information Act request to the NSA. One of the documents Stone obtained was National Security Agency unofficial draft titled Subject UFOs. Interesting material, and the paper began a few paragraphs in. Where's that thing there again? Get the hell out of here. Why isn't it clicking? Okay, sorry. Technical difficulty. What the fuck? There's no way that this is a real fucking document if they're mentioning Jacques Vallée, unless he's fucking. I don't trust Jacques Vallée. Like, yeah, I don't trust Jacques Vallée. If Jacques Vallée is part of the government, that's. Let's see what Greg says. I mean, how do you even word that? Because it's not like you can just say, "Did Jacques Vallée work for the government?" It's too vague. I mean, I definitely assume Jacques Vallée is in the New Age United Nations bullshit, but I wouldn't expect him to be in some kind of Freedom of Information Act about UFOs, unless maybe it was just. Oh, so I guess let's just read it here. Human response to such observation is predictable and graphically depictable. Blah blah blah. Shocking, brutally. UFO sighting. The mind records fairly objectively what the eye is reporting. But when it has realized the strange nature of the phenomenon, it goes back to. Oh, I remember my friend. We were playing cards. He smelled like a dog, and like fucking. That's why I think that's why my allergies are fucking going crazy. Once he's got cat. I know he's got a cat too. He's one of those people that like seems like he's a clean person, but it's like he still like smells like an animal or something. It's like some kind of tactic to make me lose at cards. But I won twice, so. Okay, yeah. Whether the person's psychological structures being assaulted by the unusual and shocking blah blah initially as by a kind of psychological inertia that later records fairly objective. I already said that. Okay, no, this seems like bullshit. To protect itself against such an intrusive and threatening reality, the mind will begin to add imagination. Yeah, I don't even believe the mind exists. Fucking, where's the mouse at? Okay, I don't know why this file is like delayed on the scrolling here. Okay. Blah blah. Okay, I don't trust what Jacques Vallée says, so let's skip here. 1980s, Dr. Michael Persinger, a neurologist at Laurentian University, Ontario. Did you know? I remember looking at this the other night. Persinger helmet. Let's skip ahead here. Yeah, I don't really believe any of these people were contacted by aliens. I think it's just like the X Files, where Scully is some kind of government experiment. What is this? Garden Sapo base. Yeah, I remember looking at this the other night. I didn't realize I scrolled so far into it. How's everybody doing? Saturday night. You should be out having fun. Yeah, there ain't shit to do. ELF waves. Linda Moulton Howe. I don't trust her. Who's this written by? Yeah, so I mean, I've been looking at these alien stuff for so long. It seems like I've never seen any real proof besides seeing UFOs, but that doesn't mean it's from another planet. And even if it did leave the orbit, if still could have been technology that's what is it? DIA's Sleeping Beauty mind assault electromagnetic weapons. Well, that's fucked up. Bruce Maccabee. Yeah. Okay, I remember reading this. Let's skip through Monarch. I don't trust O'Brien. Who's this? Jillian West. Blah blah. Okay, I got no subjects to talk about. What is this? Talking about the Wizard of Oz. They must have known that it was part Theosophist. Huh. Does this book even mention the Theosophist? What the fuck's going on here? No mention of Theosophy? That can't be. Uh, that's bizarre. Surely it mentions the word Nazi. What page is this? This is a different book. Okay. That's from Secret Societies and Psychological Warfare. It's like different books. Starts off at like page 333 or something. Okay, so it does, yeah, you can see the cover right there. That's not there. Uh, Okay, so here's the end of the other book, but I mean, it does mention some other stuff, but nah, I don't know. Let's see here. We should just bust out some Cooper stuff. Just smoke another joint and pass out or something. Let's see here. Why did Nicolas Cage change his name last year? It's the news. So there was one that's pretty relevant, but I gotta dig for it real quick. There's one about Ukraine. That one's pretty interesting, but it's like 2 hours long. I'm not trying to hang out that long. Okay, so I know which one should be listened to, which probably many of you haven't. Well, it seems like he's quoting a lot from, excuse me, that one book. Actually, let me just dig for a second here. Seems like every time I eat, fucking like carbohydrates, like burns me out or something. Let's see. Okay. Where's some good ones here? Michelle Moore. What do we got here? There's the one about that missile. That one's kind of boring though. Let's see. So this one's interesting, but I don't know where it starts at. But I'm just gonna. It's funny because I gotta download it off my own YouTube to play it on here. And the sound's gonna be shit, of course. So, apologies in advance. What does it say? No, I'm not familiar with that. Let's see here. Okay. What episode? It's episode 1063. New Age Festival Lucis Trust. This is definitely relevant to the conspiracy. Okay, where is it? Right there. Damn it! I feel like I got weed on my face. It's itchy, but I don't have any rubbing alcohol. Okay, so let's bust out.
We'll leave it every time, something like that. I don't think that's an exact will be sent to you. We of whatever it is you're ordering, and not the price that includes the
Damn it, where's
postage and
mouse?
handling.
Okay, I'll mute myself.
And you can start sending. Well, that sets the stage very well. There are three. Count them. 1, 2, 3. See, children? You can count. 3 spiritual, they're called, festivals coming. And wait till you get a load of this. There's the Easter festival, but this Easter festival has no relation, ladies and gentlemen, to the traditional Christian Easter celebration and remembrance that it is intended for. This is instead the actual ancient pagan festival of the rites of spring. And then, oh, by the way, that Easter festival will be Sunday, March the 23rd, 1997 at 3 p.m. when the well, I'll get into that a little bit later, but the Easter Festival that we're discussing here will occur Sunday, March 23rd, 1997 at 3 p.m. The Aries full moon occurs March 23rd at 11:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this will all begin to mean something to you in a little bit. The second one is the Wesak Festival, which occurs on Monday, April the 21st, 1997 at 7 p.m. The Taurus full moon is on April 22nd at 4:35 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then what they call the Christ Festival. And don't get all tingly here, because it has nothing to do with the Christ of the Christian religion. This is the Christ Festival, and World Invocation Day will occur on Wednesday, May 21st, 1997 at 7 p.m. The Gemini full moon is on May the 22nd at 5:14 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. These will be meditation meetings. They will be held at the Lowe's New York Hotel Penthouse, 569 Lexington Avenue at 51st Street, New York, New York. All meetings will begin promptly and will last approximately 1 hour. This is for specifically the Lucis Trust. And they call upon all of the people of the world to celebrate, at a different place, but all together. And I'm going to bring this together for you so that it will make some kind of sense to you before this is all over. But actually, exactly how much sense it's going to make to you is going to depend upon your understanding of the ancient pagan religions and the mystery school of Babylon's ceremonies and all of that kind of stuff. If you wonder what those little spurts of music are, it's me trying to do something here and read things at the same time. These three spiritual festivals, folks, in the first place, let me assure you that they are shams. They are actually a work of psychopolitics, brainwashing, if you will, inculcating certain ideals and beliefs into the populace to get ready to accept the New World Order, the new order of things, the Golden Dawn, the New Dawn, the sunrise, I could go on. A gigantic group meditation is going to occur in many different phases all around the world. I'm going to read this to you in their own words. A gigantic group meditation is going on in many different phases upon our planet. All the meditating units and reflective groups are related to each other through unity of spiritual motive. They are seeking closer cooperation and endeavoring to bring their meditation work, consciously or unconsciously, into a state of universal quiet so that the formulation of spiritual desire can be carried successfully forward and the reception of spiritual energies can be a united reception. Do any of you know what it is that I just said? Well, it's not designed for you to know. It's designed to make you feel all warm and fuzzy and in unity with other people all around the world. I continue. For 2 days prior to the full moon, on the day of the full moon itself, and for the 2 succeeding days, 5 days total, endeavor at sunrise, at noon, at 5 o'clock p.m., and at sunset, plus the exact time of the full moon in your own land, to say the great invocation with the intent to invoke, precipitate, and anchor in outer manifestation the waiting potencies. Do this aloud when possible and in group formation whenever feasible. It is the focused power of unemotional thought which will bridge the present existing gap and link more closely the two worlds of spiritual activity and of human demonstration. There's that mysterious bridge again, the bridge to the future, the new millennium. I continue. A paper on the significance of these three spiritual festivals is available on request. Make sure that you write and ask for it. Also, a booklet on meditation at the full moon. Further information can be found in the books entitled, quote, The Reappearance of the Christ and Discipleship in the New Age, Volume 2 by Alice A. Bailey. Alice A. Bailey. Who is Alice A. Bailey? Well, let's see if we can give you some idea here. This is who Alice A. Bailey is.
Your dearly devoted old schoolmate, Cruella de...
Disciple. Such a whole. And that should give you just a little idea of who Cruella de Vil, alias, ladies and gentlemen, Alice A. Bailey is. Alice A. Bailey is a disciple of the Luciferian philosophy embodied in the Lucis Trust, which used to be called the Lucifer Trust, until the public caught on to what that meant, and then they changed it to the Lucis Trust. And that's who is instigating all of this. That's who has instigated some of these other things that have taken place worldwide. Remember when everybody held hands all across America and around the world? Remember that? Lucis Trust. Remember when they have the days of meditation? Lucis Trust. And all of these things are designed to invoke, if you will, a spirit of cooperation amongst the globalist, New Age, New World religion, anti-Christian, anti-freedom, anti-constitution, anti-American, socialists, and they suck people into these scams who don't know better by making it sound all fuzzy, warm, furry, lovey-dovey, kissy-wissy, huggy-huggy, and all that kind of stuff. Because everybody wants to belong, you see, to something good. And they want to think that they're doing something good. And 9 times out of 10, they have no idea what it is that they're involved in. They don't understand the symbology. For instance, let me go back up here and read to you again what I have already imparted to you that you probably had no idea what it was that I was talking about. A gigantic group meditation is going on in many different phases upon our planet. Now, what that literally means, ladies and gentlemen, is that there is an active, ongoing agenda at work all around the globe, okay? All the meditating units and reflective groups are related to each other through unity of spiritual motive. That means that these little cells of communists and socialists around the world are related and working together even though they may not know each other and may never meet each other face to face and may never even know what the other groups are doing, for the same purpose and the same motives, serving the same agenda. They are seeking closer cooperation and endeavoring to bring their meditation work, consciously or unconsciously, into a state of universal quiet, so that the formulation of spiritual desire can be carried successfully forward. What they're talking about, into a state of universal quiet, means, ladies and gentlemen, acceptance by all people. Universal quiet literally is their symbolic terminology for the absence of opposition, so that the formulation of spiritual desire, in other words, the inculcation into people who aren't trapped in this yet, can be accomplished, and they will begin to want to further this agenda themselves and be carried successfully forward, means that they will win the battle and be able to establish their new world and new world religion in place of all of the old, and the phoenix will rise from out of the ashes in the new utopian socialist state. And the end of this is, and the reception of spiritual energies can be a united reception. That means accepted by all peoples everywhere, coming together as one over the dead bodies of the sovereign nation states and the old religions, and I mean all religions that have ever existed upon the face of this planet. These are pagan holidays and pagan festivals, and what they're doing here is working magic. Magic, ladies and gentlemen, is the art of illusion. If you don't understand that, go to a good magic show sometime and ask yourself if he really did make the elephant disappear. The answer is no. But you thought he did. And these people, controlled at the very top by what are called the magi, the adepts, the highest adepts and accomplished magicians, are creating, through magic, the illusion in great masses of people that they should be working toward this common goal. How about that? Does it make sense to you now? I hope that it does. The great invocation, with the intent to invoke. Invoke is an act of magic, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Are you all with me here? To say the great invocation with the intent to invoke, precipitate, and anchor in outer manifestation the waiting potencies. That means the agenda is there. The apparatchiks are in place. The cell members are ready to do their parts. And they want to invoke, precipitate, and anchor in outer manifestation, which means bring it into the visual, real world, the waiting potencies. That is the power of their socialist agenda. And if enough people participate in this, you have to understand that it will happen. So far, they've never had a majority of people anywhere, but they have an awful lot of people who participate in these things. And every time they do this, those people bring more people with them. More people with them. You can order a paper on the significance of these three spiritual festivals. All you have to do is write to them and ask for it at the Lucis Trust, L-U-C-I-S, Trust, 120 Wall Street, 24th floor. That's 120 Wall Street, 24th floor, New York, New York, 10005. That's the Lucis Trust, L-U-C-I-S, 120 Wall Street, 24th floor, New York, New York, 10005. Now, don't think that you're going to understand what this paper is going to be telling you unless you understand the significance of the symbology and can indeed translate. It has taken me, in excess of 20 years to learn what these people are talking about that we all think means something else. If you've listened to our series on Mystery Babylon, then you're pretty well versed in all of this. You're not mystified by it because I've explained all the symbology. Listen to this. See, everything that I've taught you will come to life in your mind when you hear these buzzwords that I have given you the meanings for. Arcane School Conference in New York, Saturday and Sunday, April 26th, 27th, 1997. Keynote, within the fire of mind, focused within the head's clear light, let the group stand. Notice there's nothing about the individual within the fire of the mind. These are the philosophers of fire. Fire being the gift of intellect to mankind from their benefactor, Satan, who is the agent of the fallen angel, Lucifer, the angel of light, who calls himself the morning star, right? Within the fire of mind, Prometheus is represented within the pagan myths as Lucifer, Satan, bringing this gift of intellect. Prometheus brought the gift of fire to mankind. Within the fire of mind, focused within the head's clear light. The head's clear light is the God within, the Christ. Okay? It's not the Christ that you're thinking about if you're a Christian. The God within, the Christ. Let the group stand, which means let socialism win, reign, rule. As a friend of the work, you are cordially invited to attend the opening meetings. As a friend of the work, what work? The great work, the plan. As I have taught you for the last almost 5 years, ladies and gentlemen, it is the ongoing agenda of conquering the world, destroying all existing nation-states, all existing religions, and bringing about the utopian, totalitarian, socialist world. Saturday, April 26th at 2 p.m., opening talk, The Way of Fire. What is the way of fire? It is becoming Christed as an individual, understanding that God resides within you, that you, in fact, are God, and that the intellect is supreme. Group discussion, standing in spiritual being. Standing in spiritual being is letting go of all opposition to the plan. The panel presentation entitled The New Discipleship. The New Discipleship. And of course, that's self-explanatory. Sunday, April 27th at 1:30 p.m., two speakers, The Note of Aquarius, Growth Through Sharing. What could be more clear? Growth through sharing. Redistribution of wealth. All people have all things equally. The Disciple and World Affairs. This is to teach those who wish to be on the path to work toward and with the agenda to the completion of the conquering of the world by socialism. Group discussion, creating a working idealism. A working idealism is one that will be adopted by the sheeple of the world without much question, because it makes them feel warm and fuzzy inside, makes them feel like they belong to something that is good and nice. Not understanding the history of socialism and what it really does to people and to nations. And then tea and coffee will be served mid-afternoon on both days. Both sessions will conclude with group meditation. Group meditation brings everybody together as one. Again, the meetings will be held in the same place. Got lots more here, folks. Oh, yes, I do. Don't go away. Integration in the heart center of a meditation. You don't laugh. It's necessary for your mental health that you be able to laugh at all of this. If you can't, you're in big trouble. Festivals and Conference 1997. Listen to this. And listen very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a joke. If you laugh at it, but don't dismiss it, because this is powerful stuff. You know people in your neighborhood, I don't care where you live, that believes every word of this and is working, not even knowing what they're working for, toward the completion of this great work. Festivals and Conference 1997, meditation, letting in the light. Letting in the light. You know what letting in the light means? It means adopting the Luciferian philosophy. It means getting rid of your old religion, your old loyalties, your old nation, and adopting the Luciferian philosophy, the socialist agenda for the world. 1. Group fusion. Now, what do you think that means? We affirm the fact of group fusion and integration within the heart center of the new group of world servers, mediating between hierarchy and humanity. What is the hierarchy? The hierarchy is the leaders, the group of wise men, the ascended masters, the power behind the throne. We affirm the fact of group fusion. That means coming together with a group is more important than anything else. And the integration within the heart center of the new group of world servers. It's like an ant colony, ladies and gentlemen, mediating between hierarchy and humanity. Listen to this, quote, this is what they say. This is how they do this. This is their affirmation, and they do it as a group together. Quote, I am one with my group brothers, and all that I have is theirs. May the love which is in my soul pour forth to them. May the strength which is in me lift and aid them. May the thoughts which my soul creates reach and encourage them, end quote. Stalin would be proud. 2. Alignment. We project a line of lighted energy towards the spiritual hierarchy of the planet, the planetary heart, the great ashram of Sanat Kumara, and towards the Christ at the heart of hierarchy. Now, what is Sanat Kumara? Well, Sanat is an anagram for Satan, ladies and gentlemen. And the Christ they're talking about has nothing to do with the Christ that you believe you know. Their Christ is their intellect. It's what makes them God. To become Christed is to discover your own godliness. Discover the light within. Be an initiate. Listen to this. Extend the line of light towards Shambhala, the center where the will of God is known. Shambhala is a mystical city on the earth, ladies and gentlemen, underground in the far east. Now, extend the line of light towards Shambhala, the center where the will of God is known. Remember, Lucifer was cast out of heaven to the earth. He has become the god of the material world. Actually, he's not a god at all, but he thinks he is, and all these people think he is. And to tell you the truth, none of these people believe that he even really exists. This is all metaphor. You see, they believe that man was held prisoner in the Garden of Eden by an unjust, vindictive, and terrible creature, which is the Christian God of the Bible, the Christian Judeo-God of the Bible. And man was set free through the gift of intellect by Lucifer through his agent Satan, when he convinced Eve to eat of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and then to seduce Adam to eat of the fruit also. God said, if you eat of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, ye shall surely die. Satan said, no, God lied to you. He is denying you your rightful place, destiny, future, will, all of those things. If ye eat of the tree of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, ye shall not surely die, but will become as gods. If you belong to a church that believes that, you do not believe in Jesus Christ, you do not believe in the Christian religion, you do not believe that the Bible is the Word of God. Instead, you have bought the deception of Lucifer, the angel of deception, the god of the material world. And according to everything that is taught in the Christian religion, you are doomed. Now, I'm not telling you that you have to believe that. I'm telling you that that's what all of this means. I'm trying to educate you here today, not convert you to anybody's religion. I'm trying to keep you from being deceived by somebody's religion. If you can understand that, and I hope you can. You see, if you understand all of this symbology, and you really understand what's happening instead of accepting and believing what somebody tells you, then you can save yourself from all of these people, whoever they may be, because they're all lying to you. I don't care who they are. If you want to know the truth about the Christian religion, if Jesus Christ were to come back to this earth today and examine the teachings, the precepts, and the organization and maintenance of all of the churches on this world that call themselves Christian, he would turn his back on every single one of them, without exception. Stand as a group within the periphery of the great ashram hierarchy. At this point, we are open to the extraplanetary energies now available. They really believe that when they stand within this group, all together, within the periphery of what they call their great ashram, or place of learning, is really what ashram means. Hierarchy. Hierarchy is like ranks in the military, the highest ranks. And they believe then that they're going to get some special energies that are going to flow into them. Remember when they were having the planetary alignment and all the New Agers and people who believed this gobbledygook all around the world believed that strange things were happening and they were going to get large doses of fantastic spiritual energy and there would be a great shift of consciousness, a paradigm shift, if you will. So Folks, there's so much deception in the world today. It's a wonder that anything works at any time ever. I mean, it really is. Within the fire of mind, focused within the head's clear light, let the group stand. 3, higher interlude. Focused within the light of hierarchy, the planetary heart center. Hold the contemplative mind open to the light and love seeking to externalize on earth. Externalize means come into reality. All of this means is if they all do this together, and they all want it together, and they bring as many people together who want this together as they possibly can, and they concentrate upon this, and they believe it with their whole heart and mind and soul, that their goal, their agenda, will become reality. It's nothing more than the old power of positive thinking, self-fulfilling prophecy, and that's what they're trying to do here. They're working the magic of fulfilling the prophecy through believing that it will happen. Meditation reflects on the seed of thought. What is the seed of thought? The seed of thought is the God within. Okay? The more you are convinced that you are God, the more everything becomes subjective. Subjective means that whatever you do in a certain circumstance is dictated by the circumstance and not by moral principles or the knowledge or the belief in right or wrong or religious thought or laws or anything else. Precipitation, this is number 5. Using the creative imagination, visualize the energies of light, love, and the will to good pouring throughout the planet and becoming anchored on earth in prepared physical plane centers through which the plan can manifest. You see, every once in a while, they dispense with the symbology and just come right out and say what they're doing. Using the creative imagination, visualize the energies of light, love, and the will to good pouring throughout the planet and becoming anchored on earth in prepared physical plane centers through which the plan can manifest. Using the sixfold progression of divine love as the sequence of energy precipitation, Shambhala hierarchy, the Christ, the new group of world servers, men and women of goodwill everywhere in the world, physical centers of distribution. You see, all of these terms or phrases are synonymous with the others. And in 6, lower interlude. Refocus the consciousness as a group within the periphery of the great ashram. Together sound the affirmation. Listen to this, quote, "In the center of all love I stand. From that center I, the soul, will outward move. From that center I, the one who serves, will work. May the love of the divine self be shed abroad in my heart, through my group, and throughout the world." End quote. Then, according to our understanding and accepted responsibilities, visualize the immediate work to be done in establishing, quote, "the pathway of light," end quote, for the coming of the Christ. They believe that not only is, notice they said the Christ. When they talked about the light within, they talked about Christ. The light within, the God within. See, they believe that they can become Christed through initiation, through finding the God within. Okay? It's also called the light. But what I just read to you there talked about the Christ. Now, the Christ is an office. It is an office on earth that can be occupied by an ascended master who comes in the flesh to teach humanity the path, the way of the plan, the great work. I hope you're all with me here, because if I've lost you, there's no way to go back and recover that. world, well, let me do this first. This is on their letterhead. Dear friends, with the approach of the three spiritual festivals, people of spiritual inclination and intention again have the opportunity to cooperate in a cycle of invocation, spanning 3 consecutive months, which will affect the remainder of the year. This year, the dates of the 3 spiritual festivals meetings in the 3 centers are Easter, March 23rd, Wesak, April 21st, Christ's Festival and World Invocation Day, May 21st. Increasingly, these festivals are being kept simultaneously throughout the world, generating a great spiritual unity of which countless men and women of goodwill are aware. Too often, however, the differences in spiritual approach are more recognizable, particularly in the field of religion. The varieties of religious traditions and observances testify to the depth of humanity's yearning for the divine, but more often these differences serve to underscore lines of separation and barriers to understanding. What are these barriers to understanding? It's opposition to the plan. While the causes of numerous conflicts throughout the world are sometimes complex and varied, religious differences often form the fault lines along which cleavages develop, as witnessed the current conflicts in the Middle East, Bosnia-Herzegovina, the Indian subcontinent, Northern Ireland, and Indonesia. And within a religion, doctrinal differences can be the cause of deep divisions between conservative, moderate, and progressive forces. Yet throughout the world's great religions runs a golden thread of truth which summarizes humanity's understanding of divinity, and which is known in the writings of Alice Bailey as, quote, the New World Religion, end quote. This is not a new organized religion intended to displace established religions, but an evolving understanding of human relationship to the divine, which will reveal and stimulate the core of spiritual wisdom preserved in all the great religions. And that's a bunch of gobbledygook, which says that they're not really going to go out and destroy your religion. Your leaders in your religion are going to change your religion toward an ecumenical movement. And soon, within some date in the future, all religions will become the same. You can already see it happening. All over the world it is happening. And you look to your leaders in your religion and you wonder why the dogma of the church is changing. The celebrations of the Mass and of the religious ceremony are changing, and new Bibles are coming out in your church, which used to use another Bible is now using this new Bible, and you start reading the new Bible and there's terminology in there you never saw before, and there are words and passages and phrases that are left out completely that were in the other Bible. And if you're watching, you will see that all of these different churches and religions are merging toward the same central goal, where they will all be the same church, the New World Church, the New World Religion. And there will be nothing left of the old religions, and anyone who clings to those old religions will be called fundamentalists. And fundamentalists, as you have learned, if you have been paying attention, are terrorists. They will be exterminated like the Branch Davidians were. This view of religion, which intelligent men and women of goodwill recognize as proof of humanity's subjective spiritual unity, must be brought to greater awareness among all human beings if the terrible cleavages which hinge upon perceived religious differences are to be overcome. These cleavages constitute today a continuing threat to the hope of achieving world stability and peace based on right human relationships among all people. A pamphlet on, quote, the New World Religion, end quote, is available from the Lucis Trust, and quantities may be ordered for distribution if it would be useful for your service work. Just write to the same address I gave you. In the new age, religion will come to be understood as the ageless wisdom has defined it, quote, the name given to the invocative appeal of humanity and the evocative response of the greater life to that cry, end quote. It is the recognition by the part, the human individual. Notice they call the human individual a part. It is the recognition by the part, the human individual, of its relation to the whole, and the appeal for an increased understanding of that relation. And if that's not the definition of communism in relation to the individual in a communist state, I've never heard a better one, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know that you were a part? Traditionally, the religious impulse has been expressed through prayer, which has often been motivated by desire, and through meditation, which has frequently been selfishly oriented to personal liberation and knowledge. But the basis of the New World religion in the coming age will be that of invocation, the expression of the urge to group work. Here is the definition of the New World religion. Listen. But the basis of the New World religion in the coming age will be that of invocation, the expression of the urge to group work for the group good and for group contact with the divine. See, you all think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I've been studying for years and years and years. And if I'm crazy and you're all sane, then the truth is I'm the only sane person on this planet. Invocation and evocation, or appeal and response, describe the entire evolutionary process of life on Earth, the cause of all progress and pushing forward towards expanding consciousness and into greater light, whether referring to a giant pushing out of the darkness of earth into the light of the sun, the birth of a child, or the spiritual progress of a human being moving into expanded understanding and capacity for service. And before this can happen, there must be a symbolic death. And that is the basis for the initiation and the mystery religion of ancient Babylon, which is what all this represents. The old gods are coming forth into the world again. All growth is governed by the science of invocation and evocation, and religion is the summation of humanity's understanding of this great evolutionary process. And what is that understanding? Don't resist. Don't make waves. Do not oppose socialism. The great invocation is a world prayer, translated into over 75 languages and dialects and used daily by people throughout the world. It is totally impersonal and universal in effect. Yet all aspects and parts of the planetary life are included in its beneficence. Remember I told you that the New World Order would be a benevolent dictatorship? That's what they call it. Benevolent means if you go along, you get rewarded. If you don't go along, you get squashed. Simple as that, like a bug. When the great invocation is worked with for any length of time, it is transformative in effect and a superb means of contributing to the establishment of right human relationships. At the time of the three spiritual festivals, the intelligent, spiritually motivated men and women of goodwill have a particular opportunity to render service to humanity through group meditation. For the flood tide of spiritual energies released at the festivals requires the creation of an invocative channel of united human hearts and minds to receive, register, and distribute these energies throughout the world. insofar as we are able to put aside our own concerns and desires and focus our identification with the subjectively united group of spiritual aspirants and the disciples, which spans all cultures, nations, races, and religions throughout the world, we can contribute through meditation and focused thought to a great spiritual unity which will help to stabilize the effects of the great approach of the world teacher and the transition into the new age. Who are these spiritual aspirants and disciples? They are the fellow travelers, the members of the socialist and communist cells who take their orders from the Internationale or from Moscow itself to bring this all about. You say, oh, it couldn't be Moscow. Soviet Union fell. Well, apparently you didn't read old Gorby's book called Perestroika. You certainly haven't read the information that I've given you to read, New Lies for Old and the Perestroika Deception, written by Anatoly Golitsyn before it all happened. It is a deception to disarm the West, ladies and gentlemen. And it is working. The realization that participation in the three spiritual festivals is an act of service done for all humanity and for the spiritual quickening of all life on earth is a joyous recognition of opportunity. Each of us can contribute according to our interest and inclination, whether by participating in the many gatherings that will be held for group meditation at each of the three festivals, or by organizing such a gathering if one isn't being held in your area, by helping to publicize the festivals and the great invocation through distribution of literature and advertisements in the media, and by establishing and preserving an unwavering, conscious awareness of the inner significance of the festivals. For this mental focusing contributes to the invocative channel of approach which the watching, waiting hierarchy looks for in the spiritually oriented members of humanity. We enclose information about the three spiritual festivals, their observance, and all of that stuff. Blah, 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 blah. May the coming spiritual year bring all human beings to a deeper realization of the interrelationship of all the lives that share our planet, united with you in service to the plan, Lucis Trust.
But, Peter, how do we get to Neverland?
Fire.
World Invocation Day, May 21st, 1997. World Invocation Day, May 21st, 1997. Every one of you are going to tell me you are, because you belong to your church, and your church says that it's the only one that's right. Am I correct? You know what, folks? I think you're all full of crap, every single one of you. And that's the truth. You better get together and understand there's one thing that unites us all in this country, and one thing only. It is the only thing. And unless we understand it, acknowledge it, and get behind it, we are all going to be pulled apart and divided into so many pieces that we will be easily conquered and enslaved in this socialist, totalitarian, new world, utopian order. And if you never understood anything else in your life, you better understand this. Freedom is our uniting bond. I don't care what race you are. I don't care where you were born. I don't care how mistreated you were when you were a child. I don't care what religion you belong to, unless you understand that and understand it completely. In all its implications, you are doomed. Doomed. World Invocation Day, May 21st, 1997, an invitation to men and women of goodwill. Men and women of goodwill are socialists. If you're not a socialist, you are not of goodwill. This is a time of preparation not only for a new civilization. Listen to this. They are not hiding what they're doing. They never have. You are just blinded by your own preconceived ideas, prejudices, bigotries, blind beliefs without reason. I know people who won't sin for any of this information that's offered because it's being offered by the Lucis Trust. Therefore, you will not know what your enemy is doing unless you listen to this broadcast, and I tell you. And how do I know? Because I sin for everything they print, and I read it. I study it because I want to know who my enemy is. When I step on the battlefield, I want to know who the general is. I want to know where he was born, what he thinks, what his religion is, what tactics he's going to use against me. And I know that if I am not prepared in that respect, I will lose the battle. And if I lose the battle, and I'm fighting the battle for you, you also will lose the battle. Listen to this. Pay attention. This is a time of preparation, not only for a new civilization and culture in a new world order, but also for the coming of a new spiritual dispensation. Did you know that the Lucis Trust, up until not too long ago, was headquartered in the United Nations building and was recognized and still is recognized by the United Nations? Did you know that? Did you know that a lot of their funding comes directly from the United Nations, ladies and gentlemen? And how many of you have written me letters or called me on the phone and said, Bill, you're full of crap, there's no new world order? George Bush he just made that up. Presidents don't make anything up, folks. Every word they say is carefully considered, weighed, and set down to cause things to happen. You have to understand the language. Listen to this. Humanity is not following an uncharted course. There is a divine plan in the cosmos of which we are a part. Bull crap. What they're doing here is admitting that there is a conspiracy. It's not a divine plan. It's the socialist plan. Socialists don't believe in God. There is no divinity in socialism, except where they can convince the fools that they themselves are God until they get into their socialist power and then teach them that they're really slaves. That's the truth of it. This is an admission, ladies and gentlemen. Humanity is not following an uncharted course. There is a conspiracy at work. They call it the plan, the great work, the divine plan. The work, the path. There is a divine plan in the cosmos of which we are a part. At the end of an age, human resources and established institutions seem inadequate to meet world needs and problems. And that's true, folks, because they keep screwing everything else up. If they would take their fingers and toes and sticks and guns and knives and manipulations and lies and deceit out of the pot, the stew would be very good indeed. At the end of an age, human resources and established institutions seem inadequate to meet world's needs and problems. At such a time, the advent of a teacher, a spiritual leader or avatar, is anticipated and invoked by the masses of humanity in all parts of the world. They're waiting for their world leader, the Christ, not the Christ that Christians expect, the ascended master who has come down in the flesh to teach humanity the way, the path, the plan, the work. He will, in fact, be what Christians call the Antichrist. And his first and foremost goal will be the complete destruction and elimination of the traditional Christian religion from the face of this earth. I continue. This mass invocation reaches, let me start over so there's no confusion here. This mass invocation reaches its highest point each year during the period of 3 great spiritual festivals. At the Great Western Festival of Easter, a month later at the Eastern Festival of Wesak, the Festival of the Buddha, and climaxes a month after that at World Invocation Day during the 3rd Festival of the Christ, which has the keynotes of goodwill and humanity. World Invocation Day has 3 central features. First, the use of the Great Invocation, a world prayer which expresses truth central to all the major religions. Second, the spiritual cooperation of men and women of goodwill of every faith joining in a united act of invocation to divinity. Third, the distribution into human consciousness of the spiritual energies evoked during the festivals of Easter and Wesak. Today, the reappearance of the world teacher, the Christ, is expected by millions, not only by those of Christian faith, but by those of every faith who expect the avatar under other names, the Lord Maitreya, Krishna, Messiah, Imam Mahdi, and the Bodhisattva. Glamour and distortion surround this central fact of divine response to human need. And you should see by that list of names that it is not the Christ that Christians are expecting. This Christ will indeed be all of these to all people who expect all of those that I have named and more that are unnamed. This is inevitable, but unimportant, they say. The fact of transition into a new age is important. Preparation by men and women of goodwill is needed to introduce new values for living, new standards of behavior, new attitudes of non-separateness and cooperation, leading to right human relations and a world at peace. Now, what is the definition of peace to socialists? Lenin defined it, ladies and gentlemen. The definition of peace is all absence of opposition to socialism. The coming world teacher will be mainly concerned not with the result of past error and inadequacy, but with the requirements of a new world order and with the reorganization of the social structure. How more clear can it be made? I am reading this to you out of their own publications, which you can obtain for yourself simply by writing to them. They're telling you exactly what they're doing, and still you will not listen. Still you will not hear. Until this nation is rendered into ashes, the Constitution disappears from the face of the earth, all existing religions are made null and void, and all who oppose this new world socialist utopian order are murdered, for that is what will happen to you if we are not victorious, and you resist, or object, or even so much as offer constructive criticism, you will be simply eliminated. Listen to this. Will you join in observing World Invocation Day through the united use of the Great Invocation, and will you join in making this day widely known? You see, if what they were doing, ladies and gentlemen, was good, They wouldn't have to do it hidden behind all of this symbolic, gobbledygook, esoteric language, occultism, etc. You see, you've all been bamboozled by the people that you trust the most. Your own preacher will tell you not to read occult works. Do you know what occult works are, ladies and gentlemen? Occult simply means hidden. Do you know why it's hidden? Because it conceals the method of controlling you. There is an exoteric teaching, which is what you're given, and an esoteric teaching, which is the truth, which is used to manipulate and control large masses of people. It is concealed behind the temples without windows, in the occult ceremonies and the symbolic procedures of the initiations in the ancient mystery religion of Babylon, which occurs in every Masonic temple, every Eastern Star meeting, every Knights Templar, the Knights of Malta, the Knights of Columbus. And don't write me a letter and say that this is all baloney. I've proven it for years. I've given you the sources and the documentation and the books written in their own words on this broadcast over the last 5 years. I don't even want to hear it anymore. World Invocation Day. May 21st, 1997, an invitation to men and women of goodwill. This is a time of preparation not only for a new civilization and culture and a new world order, but also for the coming of a new spiritual dispensation. Three spiritual festivals, 1997. The Easter Festival, Sunday, March 23rd, 1997. Aries full moon, March 23rd, 11:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Why do they put that in there? Because this is really an ancient pagan rite of fertility. The word Easter is derived from the ancient goddess Ishtar. The great Western festival and spiritual high point of the Christian year has the keynote of love and is always fixed by the date of the full moon of Aries, the first full moon after the vernal equinox. Has the keynote of love, reproduction, fertility. The Wesak Festival, Monday, April 21st, 1997. Taurus full moon, April 22nd, 4:35 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The great Eastern Festival of the Buddha expresses the keynotes of wisdom and divine purpose and follows 1 month after Easter at the time of the Taurus full moon. The Christ Festival, Wednesday, May 21st, 1997. And notice it's Christ plural. The Christ Festival. Wednesday, May 21st, 1997. Gemini full moon, May 22nd, 5:14 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The Festival of the Christ follows 1 month after Wesak at the time of the full moon of Gemini. It has the keynote of humanity aspiring to God and blending many different spiritual approaches in one unified act of invocation. It has been observed since 1952 as World Invocation Day. And now, after this, I will then read you the great world invocation, ladies and gentlemen. Folks, the great invocation. Quote, "From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Now, what does all this mean? Well, I've probably given you enough to go on already that you should be able to interpret it pretty well. These people do not believe in the God of the Bible. Their God is the Luciferian philosophy, which is not a God at all. It is a philosophy that man himself is God because of the gift of intellect bestowed upon man by Prometheus or Lucifer or Satan, whichever one you want to pick. They all mean or stand for the same exact thing. Okay? Except in the true biblical sense, Satan was the instrument of Lucifer. From the point of light within the mind of God. Who's God? Why, you're God, according to them. What is the point of light? That is your soul, your center, the light within, the Christ within. Let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. That means go out and spread the message. Teach socialism. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. In other words, may everyone become Christed. May everyone seek the center, find the light within, learn that they too may become Christed. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. That means serve the agenda, promote the plan, further the great work. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. That means, may the center which we call the race of men, in other words, all mankind, bring forth the fruition of the plan or the great work. Let it be successful. In other words, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells, destroy all old nation states, all of the old existing religions and societies and everything else. And the last one is the key to the whole thing. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Restore it? Oh, you mean it existed at some time in history and was destroyed, and they're restoring this plan now? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it existed in the ancient city of Babylon. And it is, in fact, the ancient mystery religion of Babylon, practiced in secret by the occult adepts of the great fraternal brotherhoods whom they tell you exist only for the good of the community. And they build a hospital and treat children, and they point to the hospital and say, that's what we really do. How could you think we would possibly be doing anything else? And you fall for it every time. Now, let me tell you something. If you don't understand all of this, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring it home to you a little bit more, a little bit better. Let me sort of elucidate, illuminate. Let me show you the source of light. Let me give you some intellect. How about that? It amazes me, ladies and gentlemen, that so many people exist on this earth who have never had an original thought in their life. Everything that they do, say, or believe is based upon something that they accept that was taught to them by somebody, some book, some religion, some preacher, some mother or father, and they believe it without question. Just because it is written in a book does not make it so, whether it is taught in college or in high school, or you discover it yourself in a library. Just because your parents tell you something is true does not make it true, for they learned what they know the same way that you were taught to believe all of the erroneous things that you have always trusted to be true. You see, that's the problem. We trust someone else to tell us what we are perfectly and fully capable of determining for ourselves by using our own brain that God gave us in order that we can do exactly that. But you see, having an original thought and weighing philosophies and studying different sources of information to arrive at the truth, which is elusive at best, I can assure you, is work. And what do 99 out of every 100 people in this world spend most of their time doing? Why, getting out of work. Most of them actually work harder at getting out of work than they would if they just did the work. And that's the truth, and you all know it. Although if you were standing toe-to-toe to me, you would deny that you were ever guilty of that, yet you know in your heart of hearts that you are most guilty of it, as we all have been or are for most of our lives, me included. You see, folks, I'll be 54 this year. I did not wake up until I was in my 30s. And then I didn't do anything for another whole bunch of years because I was paralyzed by the information that woke me up. So once I dealt with that, nothing can stop me now. Nothing. And I don't believe anything anybody says anymore. Nobody. I don't care who they are. If you tell me something and you tell me it's true, you better be able to prove it. Because I'm not going to believe a word of it. I don't trust you. I don't trust any church. I don't trust any government. I don't trust any politician. I don't trust any city council. I don't trust any policeman. I don't trust any fireman. I don't trust my own mother anymore to tell me the truth. Because I know that they are all in the same condition from which I escaped. I call it the sheeple condition. Some people get insulted when I say that. Because some people don't believe they're susceptible to deception. Oh, they know their church is right. It's the only church in the world that's right, and everybody else is going to hell. Right? And then I go down the block, talk to Joe Blow from the other church. He'll tell me exactly the same thing, and he knows it. And then if I'm talking to a woman who voted for Clinton, he's the best politician in the world. He never did anything crooked, and he wouldn't hurt us because I voted for him, and I know. Know what? That you saw his name on a ballot? You don't know Bill Clinton. You don't know anything about him. None of you do. You don't know anything about Bob Dole, for that matter. You think you do, but you don't. You know nothing. Bob Dole, in fact, is a 33rd degree Freemason of the southern jurisdiction of the Scottish Rite. He is a member of the Illuminati that is destroying this country. He lied to you so many times, it's pathetic, and you still believed in him. So with that, bear in mind. And when you listen to this, remember that he's looking for the fire. If you don't have the fire, you're living in ignorance. You're a sheeple. You're a sheeple. And this is what you are. At least this monkey has the sense to look for intelligence. Deal with
That's...
You fit into that category, folks? I certainly hope not, but if you do, you can get out of it. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to be there. You don't have to be a part of it. You can find the fire. If you know the symbology of what that means, or the symbolic meaning of that term in the mysteries, then you and I have just communicated on an esoteric occult level. How about that? Whoopee! You just overcame your aversion to studying what you wouldn't even touch before, if you realize what just transpired between you and I. Most Americans don't know that in 1933, a large group of Americans, students, university professors, doctors, psychologists, were all sent by the major foundations in this country to the Soviet Union. I am now going to read you a portion of a speech delivered to these Americans in the Soviet Union, who then came back and became the core of the communist and socialist cells which have been working ever since to overthrow this great nation and destroy it from within. They have grown and magnified their numbers beyond your comprehension, and they are solidly in control of every level of our society and government. I quote an address by Laurentiy Beria, the head of the Soviet secret police under Stalin. American students at the Lenin University, I welcome your attendance at these classes on psychopolitics. Psychopolitics is an important, if less known, division of geopolitics. It is less known because it must necessarily deal with highly educated personnel, the very top strata of mental healing. By psychopolitics, our chief goals are effectively carried forward. To produce a maximum of chaos in the culture of the enemy is our first most important step. Our fruits are grown in chaos, distrust, economic depression, and scientific turmoil. At last, a weary populace can seek peace only in our offered communist state. At last, only communism can resolve the problems of the masses. And now I just want to interject here that the motto, ladies and gentlemen, of the 32nd degree of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry is, and I quote, Ordo ab chaos. Out of chaos comes order. Create the chaos, offer the solution, institute the order. I continue with Beria's address to these American students. And not all were students, folks. Many of them were what you call graduate students, older men and women of our country who went over there to learn how to overthrow us. I quote, a psychopolitician must work hard to produce the maximum chaos in the fields of mental healing. He must recruit and use all the agencies and facilities of mental healing. He must labor to increase the personnel and facilities of mental healing until at last the entire field of mental science is entirely dominated by communist principles and desires. To achieve these goals, the psychopolitician must crush every homegrown variety of mental healing in America. Actual teachings of Freud, James, Eddy, and others amongst your misguided peoples must be swept away. They must be discredited, defamed, arrested, stamped upon, even by their own governments, until there is no credit in them and only communist-oriented healing remains. You must work until every teacher of psychology unknowingly or knowingly teaches only communist doctrine under the guise of psychology. You must labor until every doctor and psychiatrist is either a psychopolitician or an unwitting assistant to our aims. You must labor until we have dominion over the minds and bodies of every important person in your nation. You must achieve such disrepute for the state of insanity and such authority over its pronouncement that not one statesman so labeled could again be given credence by his people. You must work until suicide arising from mental imbalance is common and calls forth no general investigation or remark. With the institutions for the insane, you have in your country prisons which can hold 1 million persons and can hold them without civil rights or any hope of freedom. And upon these people can be practiced shock and surgery so that never again will they draw a sane breath. You must make these treatments common and accepted, and you must sweep aside any treatment or any group of persons seeking to treat by effective means. You must dominate, as respected men, the fields of psychiatry and psychology. You must dominate the hospitals and universities. You must carry forward the myth that only a European doctor is competent in the field of insanity, and thus excuse amongst you the high incidence of foreign birth and training. If and when we seize Vienna, you shall then have a common ground of meeting and can come and take your instructions as worshippers of Freud along with other psychiatrists. Psychopolitics is a solemn charge. With it, you can erase our enemies as insects. You can cripple the efficiency of leaders by striking insanity into their families through the use of drugs. You can wipe them away with testimony as to their insanity. By our technologies, you can even bring about insanity in self when they seem too restive. You can change their loyalties by psychopolitics. Given a short time with a psychopolitician, you can alter forever the loyalty of a soldier in our hands, or a statesman, or a leader in his own country, or you can destroy his mind. However you labor under certain dangers, it may happen that remedies for our treatments may be discovered. It may occur that a public hue and cry may arise against mental healing. It may thus occur that all mental healing might be placed in the hands of ministers and be taken out of the hands of our psychologists and psychiatrists. But the capitalistic thirst for control, capitalistic inhumanity, and a general public terror of insanity can be brought to guard against these things. But should they occur, should independent researchers actually discover means to undo psychopolitical procedures, you must not rest, you must not eat or sleep, you must not stint one tiniest bit of available money to campaign against it, discredit it, strike it down, and render it void. For by an effective means, all our actions and researches could be undone. Where does all of this politically correct thinking come from, ladies and gentlemen? It comes from our universities. It comes from psychologists and psychiatrists. It comes from the belief that there is one sane state and one sane personality, and all others are deviations, are psychosis, and are, in fact, bad. And so we are being indoctrinated. The buzzwords abound on the television set on the 6 o'clock news, on 20/20 and 60 Minutes, and on the radio broadcast that you listen to. Anyone who disagrees with the establishment point of view is called by Rush Limbaugh a kook. Rush Limbaugh is a psychopolitician. Anybody who disagrees with the establishment's idea of what an American citizen is supposed to be is called an extremist or a fundamentalist. Are you beginning to understand how this works? You see, because if you are labeled any of those things, a white supremacist, a racist, an anti-Semitic, then you are insane. You're not to be listened to. You're not to be given any credit. Your ideas are to be discarded out of hand. Now you see how it works. And ladies and gentlemen, it does work. I can assure you. It works so well that most of you are totally under the control of this system and you don't even know it. Most of you are being manipulated by lies and deceptions on a daily basis, and you don't even know it. You are puppets on a string, and when the puppet master pulls the string and plays the tune, you will dance, because that's what puppets do.
that was a long episode, 2 hours. That's what puppets do. So he's talking about this Lucius Trust. You can see up there in the corner, Lucius Trust. World Invocation Day, May 31st, 2026. Well, I'll be gosh, that just happens to be today. I'm just, but yeah, so he's talking about this Christ consciousness world socialism bullshit. But here you can see almost the exact same thing that he read back. There was only a few changes to the words. This second verse here and their invocation, because remember their new religion is invocation. May the coming one return to earth. Then see this little human wills. They changed that verse. It's all roughly the same. The purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the human race, let the plan, love and light, work. It's all bullshit. Restore the plan on earth. See, this new age fucking shit's been spoken of for quite some time, and it's still existing in modern times. And that fucking the UN wants world socialism. That's what the UN wants. The Lucis Trust is part of the UN. And that the Christ consciousness religion is the religion of the UN. But it also has many other names, many other symbols. The secular humanism, generally speaking. It's a very long subject. That was just the tip of the iceberg of what Cooper discusses about that subject. Figure roll one more joint. Smoke a doobie for Cooper. It's the YouTube download thing. The let's see. Smoking doobie and Cooper's owner. Then I'm gonna pass out. Yeah, man, fucking where's my lighter? My mouth is dry. But yeah, you can see this whole well, an invitation. Oh, there's a whole that there exists a basic intelligence to whom we give the name of God. Remember, their God isn't God that made the universe. Oh, here it is. Lord Maitreya, Imam Mahdi. Yeah, so let's see here. Okay, yeah, all these cults are always very vague. I think I was already on that one. What is this? Videos. Ouch. Jesus, that was loud. Okay. Well, I gotta turn that down.
Prayer and focused spiritual intention.
The
When people everywhere join together. Today we face the fact that materialistic values have led humanity to a state of profound difficulty, with a variety of interlocking political, economic, social, and ideological crises coming to the fore. Underlying these outer crises, however, are major crises of consciousness. What appears to be a strengthening of darkness in the world is really an intensification of ancient conflicts between past and future, between selfishness and group welfare, and between our collective karma and humanity's spiritual destiny. On this day, which occurs each year at the time of the Gemini full moon, the mass desire for a better world is concentrated and propelled upwards in a united appeal to divinity.
no, look at him.
Humanity becomes the bridge.
You see the rose?
Agent through which a flood tide of love and life is released throughout the world. The Great Invocation is the perfect vehicle to lift the mass desire for relief from suffering, for it expresses humanity's need and pierces through all difficulties and doubts, penetrating straight to the mind and heart of the one in whom we live and move and have our being. From this high point, a response is poured forth, illumining the way ahead and revealing the vision of a new civilization. We need love to govern the relationships between people, and we need the power of the spiritual to illuminate desire, so that through humanity, the divine plan can work out. Please join together with people throughout the world in this act of planetary service.
Okay, yeah. So you heard the bullshit. Okay, let's see here. Where was that? Why is it fucking up? Okay, there was a scene where it had like a rose or something. Where was that at? Let's see. Right. Oh, yeah, right there. A rose. Remember what the red rose means to the occultists? You'll often see the occultists post things with the red rose. Damn it, did I get that screenshot? Ah, I hit the wrong button. Oh, God damn it. Okay. Oh, no. Ah, no. Screenshot that. Okay. Rose. Yeah. You can see the Lucius Trust symbol right there in the corner. The brainwashing is still running strong for the UN. Yeah, so as you can see, New Age bullshit. What are the locations on that map there? I don't know if any of them are actually relevant. What's What is that? China? Is that Russia? It's like Russia and China. I can't quite tell. That's interesting. Or wait, that's Europe and Russia. Let's see. Yeah, the you know, joint one out. Oh, there's more videos. Oh, 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 oh. Merry Christmas. Oh, excuse me. What is this? That's today. Let's see. Ow. It's loud. Ugh. I ain't listening to that shit. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, this is a fucking cult website, obviously. You can navigate it if you want. Fucking UN commie cults. There, push enter. Let's see. Archive in the tracks of Hercules. What the fuck does that mean? Is that Arnold Schwarzenegger? The book of by Alice A. Bailey, Labors of Hercules. Hmm. Labors of Hercules. What the fuck is this? Astrological interpretation. Is this a movie or it says author, but I thought it was supposed to be a movie. Well, I'm gonna put a wrap on the screen here. I was gonna bust this
Once
out.
again, UFOs, refugee camp in Vienna.
This is
Studied German at the Vienna University at the time.
I wanted to bust this
Waiting for
out,
my
but
visa.
I don't have to say this
Arrived in
later 'cause I'm
Arizona
pretty
in
tired.
1995. Studied 1 year of sociology at the Arizona State
He
University.
interviews some
and continued
Russian
for 2 more
dude.
years. Classes of energies and of matter.
This part actually
It's my understanding
isn't
that
in
there are
this
hierarchical levels of energies in the universe.
Mystery
The
Babylon
pure
or
interaction
Hour of the
that
Time
we know
Collection.
of physics. Whole line of secret sciences developed. These
You're talking about a spinning mass.
yeah.
Creating some force.
I'm gonna have to go on that later. What is that? I forget that guy's name. Oh, Vladimir Terziski interview, July 2nd, July 22nd, 28th, 1992. It's on my YouTube if you want to listen to it. No, I still got that on that screen. Okay. It's about UFOs. Yo, I heard you're a mobster, but you're an imposter. Quit hunchbacking, watch your posture. Yo. Yo, trying to eat lobster. Yo. Rap style microphone. I got the top burn. Yo, motherfuckers on the spot burn. Come back like Yo, word up. Yo, motherfuckers talking shit never heard of. Coming back like a virgin. Motherfuckers, they on the ground like they serpents. Coming back to shit like working. Motherfuckers talking shit. Interpretation. Yo. I forgot to turn off the, excuse me, echo cancellation. Yo, the echo cancellation. I have to wait some, come back. Like, I don't know. Yo, in Chicago, on a street called Cicero, motherfuckers talking shit, might miss a foe, come back, like I listen though, smoke weed, and peripheral, talking shit to individuals, be sitting here rapping about shit like minimal, motherfuckers talking subliminal, talking shit like I motherfucking keep it real cause I'm visible, known for some principles, come back too legit to go smoke weed, I'm invincible. I just made the hell up. Trey is not Elon. You have to listen to some I'm trying to rap here. Yo, who's the Maitreya? You know what I say what? Come back like my brain's blunted. Yo. Okay, damn, this joint keeps going up. Yo, the joint won't stay lighted. I strike like lightning. Motherfuckers, I motherfucking be like Mike Tyson. But I never bite some. Come back. Got some songs that I might write one. Yo, hit you with the left and the right one. Yo, chillin' like my mind's numb. Smoke weed like I'm blinded. It's blind some. Yo, I defined it. Come back with the rhyme quick. Yo, chillin' like divided. Yo, rap in the ocean like my name is Poseidon. Yo, chillin' like chillin' like about to pass out. Yo.